Hey guys, hi and welcome to the video. This video I'll be talking about Elasticsearch scoring and ranking, right? So essentially I'll be showing you a very nice demo where I'm using flights dataset, which is a sample dataset from Kibana. But the goal here is to show you, for example, if the airline name is Kibana Airlines, I want to essentially show essentially that document higher in the structure, right? I want to boost that result. I want to give them a higher score. Then essentially also I want to compute the date time and I want to essentially bring up more recent flights, right? I want to essentially bring them up, right? So I want to score that. So essentially we'll write script if else and then we'll essentially add to the global score and then return the score object. So the goal is to essentially learn on how we can write if else condition and essentially score the document in Elasticsearch. So let's get started with a small demo. All right, so hopefully you guys can see my screen. I'm using a built-in dataset that is Kibana sample flights dataset. And I'm doing a search here right now. As you can see, I'm just showing you the aggregation here. So what I'm trying to show you is, for example, let me collapse this one. So for example, there are these are the top 4 flights, right? ES Airline, Kibana Airline, Jet, Beat, and Lockstars Airways, right? Just some random names, but these are the document counts, right? And these are also the flight delay. So I performed an aggregation. There is a flight delay of 0. There are 9,000 documents roughly. 240 minutes, there are 168 documents with that. So essentially we have that. Now take a look at the queries, right? So the first query that we are writing here is we are using something called function score, and I'm using a script query. So I'm writing my if and else statement here. So what I'm doing is essentially on the timestamp field, right? The document has something called timestamp, and I just want to show you that quickly. This is a type date, okay? The mapping is type date, so hopefully I should be able to show you shortly. So let me, oops, I'm gonna copy this one. So here, right, what I want to do is essentially, if any documents are more recent, I want to score them higher, right? So I applied a math.log operator on the datetime object. So now before that, right, when I run this, what I want to show you, the first item that came in the result is 2022 613, right? Now after applying a math.log operator on a datetime object and then returning the score, look at this, more relevant result came up on this in the search result, right? So in this case, my goal was to essentially boost people or boost records with more recent date up in the array, right? So I was able to do that, right? So you could write, so what I did here is I defined a double variable called total, and the initial score is 0. And then I'm computing a math.log operator on the time object, right? On this datetime, I'm essentially computing the log operator and then I'm returning the total. So now if you see, the first document got a score of 28.137. This was 2022 724. And if I go all the way down, so do remember there is a difference in the decimal, okay? 137056. So, and if you come here, so this is of course greater, right? So hope you can see that, right? So essentially a very beautiful way to score documents. The next example I have is a bit essentially adds more to my first example. That is, now based on the date, I also want to boost records who are essentially ES Air. So I'm computing essentially the score based on the date time object, and then if the flight name is ES Air, I'm giving it 10 more points to that, which means now before I run this one right here, as you can see, the first document that returns is Kibana Airlines, Lockstars Airlines, but now I want to boost a particular airlines. So what I did is I said if document.carrier, there is a field inside the document called carrier dot value is equal to ES Air, then I'm essentially adding 10 points to that. So after running this code, as you can see, ES Airline is coming up in the hierarchy. So now essentially I can decide or I can rank my document. Take a look at the score. So it's 38. Before that, it was around 20 something. So I added 10 points. If anyone has ES Air, give them 10 more points, right? So as you can see, you are now in charge. You can clearly score your documents based on your need. You can write math formulas and equation and then essentially program those in the script tag, right? One more example, I thought this would be a really fun. So I'm adding further, right? Now I said, okay, give me all the documents that are more recent based on the date. Then after that, if anybody has ESR, give them 10 points. And if the flight delay value is greater than 240, reduce point from that, because any flight that is delayed, I want to show them on the bottom section, right? So essentially based on your use cases, you can essentially run this. And as you can see here, right, flight delay 0. And if I go down, flight delay 285, because now I'm reducing points, right? So those documents are penalized and I'm going to go down in the search result. Now think about all the use cases with this, right? For example, I'm just taking the job scenarios, right? For example, candidates who are actively looking for jobs, you want to show them up on the hierarchy. So you want to essentially score these candidates based on the date object. Whenever they have updated their resume, show that guy on the top, right? So that's one of the way, right? Basically give more points based on the keywords and other things, right? That's second type of scoring, right? So all these type of scoring you can essentially put into your function core and then essentially rank those documents up or down in the hierarchy. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try my best to put all the snippets in the code section in the paste bin, so you guys can copy paste and try it out if necessary. And if you have any more questions, please list your question in the comments. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video.